Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day you're watching this broadcast. This is Dr. Eric Tangumonkem with IEM Approach, where we inspire, equip, and motivate people to discover God's great potential in them, develop that potential, and deploy it. You have potential as an immigrant. You have to identify that potential. You have to discover it. You put in the work and develop it. You hone it, hone your skills. And the next step is deployment. You need to use that potential to provide goods and services to other people. I want to welcome you to this broadcast. And if you can do me this favor, please go ahead, share this, invite your friends, invite your relatives, your colleagues to join us. And if you are listening through the IEM Approach podcast, I want to say thank you. Go ahead, share it as well. Today, we are going to be looking at the 17th strategy that you need in your toolkit if you are an immigrant. For the past 17 or so days, I have been talking about the 52 strategies, proven strategies that will position you as an immigrant to excel, to do well. My main motivation for doing this is because I made mistakes, a lot of them. Mistakes that slowed me down. I wasted time. I don't want you to fall into the same pit or make the same mistakes that other immigrants have made and I made. This series is actually meant to help you, who is a newly arrived immigrant, to hit the ground running. You are going to have a lot of questions. You may already be having them. It's not easy to move from one environment to the other. However, I want you to know that you are not alone. You are not the first, and you are not going to be the last. You're going to have to keep growing. You're going to have to keep learning. You're going to have to keep adjusting. You're going to have to keep getting out of your comfort zone. Packing and living in the first place required you to have the desire to be uncomfortable. You've already done that. For you to keep growing, for you to keep moving forward, you have to continue moving into that place of discomfort. It's a place of growth. It's a place of increase. It's a place of significance. It's a place where your potential is going to flourish. I don't want you to lose sight of why you moved to this country in the first place. Never, ever remove your eyes from your why. Never, ever remove your focus from your why. You and you alone is going to continue steering your ship or your plane, whatever you are driving, towards that final destination. All what other people can do for you is to come side along with you and help you You are the person in charge. You should rise up to the occasion and don't let anybody stop you. We are going to be talking about learning how to use the metro system. It's a means of transportation. You may think, why bother to talk about learning how to use the metro system? It's a metaphor to the call for you to keep learning. I cannot emphasize this enough. You've moved into a new country. You've moved into a different environment. If you don't remain a student, if you don't keep learning, if you don't keep pushing yourself, if you don't keep getting uncomfortable, you are going to stop growing. When all of us were in our mother's wombs, we grew and grew and grew and grew to a point where the womb became too small for each and every one of us. We had two options: get out of the womb and keep growing, or stay in the womb, die, and stop growing. The good thing is that we were programmed not to stay in the womb, and that is why we started kicking. The time came, we came out. It's a big risk that all of us took. But what was preparing us? The need for space, the need to grow. For you to keep growing, you have to keep pushing yourself. That's why we're going to talk about actually learning how to use the metro system and why that is important, because you need your freedom. You need the ability to move from point A to point B, to go get a job, to go to school, to live your life. When you are depending solely on other people for transportation and to move you around, you are going to have issues with those that are trying to help you, because at times you want them to do something for you, they may not have the time to do it, and you may get into conflict unnecessarily. When I just came to the US, I had a cousin who called me, and I was living on the university campus at the time. I had no car. There was no way for me to move around. So my cousin came and picked me and took me to visit. The next time I called him again. He's like, you haven't come to visit me. What's going on? I called him. I'm like, I don't have a ride. I need somebody to give me a ride. He came and picked me. When I went there, he told me, dude, you better learn how to use the metro, because it's not going to be possible for me to come and pick you each time. What I want for you is that when you feel like coming here over the weekend, anytime you want to come visit, you can just show up. Initially, I didn't like it. I was like, don't you see that I don't have a car? Why is it so difficult for you just to come pick me? Take care of me. I felt entitled to being picked and dropped by other people because I was not having a car. I felt entitled. An entitlement is very, very detrimental to your growth. You are not entitled to anything from anybody, be it your cousin, your brother, your aunt, your uncle, your friend, you name it. You are not entitled to be picked and dropped by other people because you don't have a car. You are not entitled. You have to learn how to use the metro system. The good thing is that most of the big cities in the US, which most immigrants migrate into big cities, they have a metro system. And the metro system I'm talking about is a network of trains and buses that move people from point A to point B. It is your responsibility to learn how to use the metro system ASAP, as soon as possible. Push yourself. You are going to be frightened. The road network is complicated. The metro system, the bus connections, and all that. I don't want to tell you my tales of getting into the train, the wrong train that took me to the opposite side of town because I did not know I was supposed to get on the blue line or the red line and all that. Yeah, you learn. The good thing is that in this day and age, we have cell phones. You can always call the police if you don't know where you are. Don't be frightened. You need to get out there and learn how to use the metro. Nobody owes you to be giving you rights. Don't say, I just came in, I don't know how to move around. You have to learn how to move around. It's on you. The benefits of being able to move from point A to point B, the benefits are huge. You limit yourself when you are going to be depending on other people to help you move around. The sooner you take it upon yourself, the sooner you take it upon yourself to move around, the better for you. It's something that you have to and you must do. I didn't like it initially when my cousin told me to learn how to use the metro, but I think he did the right thing by pushing me to grow. And out of a sudden, I could now come and go at will. Over the weekend, I will hop on the bus will take me to the train station will drop me at the station where I would just walk a couple of blocks to the house. And because I was able to start moving around, it also opened up my world. I could leave the university campus and go out and do other transactions. Initially, I was scared because everything was so big and so complicated. But the more I used the metro system, the more comfortable I got. And I was able to explore the entire city and make new friends and got a lot done. When you get here initially, you may be thinking other people owe you to give you a ride. They don't. They don't. You need to push yourself to grow. You have to. You have it in you. Don't be frightened. Just keep pushing yourself. We are going to keep coming back to this theme of being a student, of learning, of getting out of your comfort zone, of continuous improvement and growth. As I said, this is a metaphor. The call for you to learn how to use the metro system is a metaphor to the call for you to keep growing and changing and making the adjustments that you need to make as an immigrant to do well. If you do that, nothing is going to stop you. You showed up at the right time. You have what it takes to contribute. You have what it takes to be successful. Help is available. If you need a 101 conversation with me, the number is on the screen, 214-908-3963. You can also contact me through email, eternalkingdom101@gmail.com. This is the resource I'm talking about. 52 proven strategies that will position you as an immigrant to excel. If you need a copy, let me know. You can grab it on Amazon or anywhere books are sold. If you need large number of quantities of copies, we can do very deep discounts for you. Thank you for watching. You've been listening to Dr. Eric Tangumonkem with IEM Approach, where we inspire, equip, and motivate people to discover God's great potential in them, develop that potential, and deploy it. Until next time, God bless you.